Hi, Sandy here, and today we are taking the simplest, easiest quilt block out there and turning it into some very cool, very awesome, very original variants. It's disappearing 4-patch quilt block day today, and I cannot wait to see what we come up with. Let's do it. What's the quickest way to make a 4-patch quilt block? Simple. We get 2 rectangles of fabric, and these are 4.5 by 9 inches. In contrasting colors, preferably. We sew them together. Okay, these are nice and sewn, and now we just cut them in half. And this is what we get. Now we just sew them back together, mismatched, like so. And we're done. Here is our 4-patch quilt block ready to go. And yes, you can just get 4 4.5-inch squares and sew them all together. But I did say the quickest way, right? And let's start with this one. The first variant I'm making is very simple. And it actually starts off with one I had already made for my original disappearing 4-patch quilt block variants, which I will be posting a link to so you can watch it after this one, okay? So we start by taking this 4-patch and cutting diagonally into it, okay? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we get an actual cute little quilt block, which I think looks very cute. And now we just switch them around like so. How cute is that? And now we sew. This is our first variant, but we are not done yet. Let me just trim off these little corners right here, get it nice and squared. So this is what we have, and since we're not done yet, we are going to cut these into 9 squares. Well, actually it's not really 9 squares because we want the center pieces to be slightly smaller than the outside pieces. So just go ahead and cut, let's see. So this is 7 something. Let's just cut 2.5 inches from the edges on all sides, okay? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay guys, so here we have our nice 9 pieces, and this kind of looks like a cross if we look at it, if we take these away. And let's see what we can play with, because that's my favorite part, right? So what happens if we just, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing here, guys. I'm just, I don't know, trying to see. Yeah, that's really weird. But you know what? If we put it all together, this part here would probably make like a star. Not quite sure. Okay, let's keep it. Let's keep it to the point. If we did like this, for example. So just putting, oh, look at that, it makes the V, that's cute. And if we kept matching the colors. Oh, 2 arrows pointing in. I like, oh no, 4 arrows actually. You have the red arrows here and the blue arrows, oh gosh, here. And they're all pointing inside. I like it. That's a cute one. That would definitely be a good variant, but that's not what we're going for today. We need that little cross that's mismatched with the middle, okay? So blue, red, red, blue. This is what we need. But now we are going to switch it around. So red, red, blue, 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 red, blue, blue, red, and red, red, blue. Yeah, this is a cute little cross, I would say. Let's sew it all together and see what we get when it's all combined. So we will sew columns first and then get it all together. And this is our first variant. So this is, let me just say, 6 by 6 inches. Now let's see what we can do with this awesome cute little 4-patch. So it looked sort of like a cross when we were doing it, right? But now it's just so much more. I love my combos, guys. You know, I really do make this huge effort not to get carried away with them, but there's just so much we can do. Okay guys, I think we started off on the right foot, and now I just wanted to make a quick little exercise with you. 3 little 4 patches right here. This one is a little bit smaller, but only because the scraps I had to make this weren't as big as the others, okay? But that makes absolutely no difference. I just wanted to show you how completely different they will look depending on where you cut. So this first one is probably the most well-known disappearing 4-patch variation. If you Google 4-patch variation, this is probably what you'll find most often. So we just go ahead and cut 1 inch from the center line in all directions, okay? Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what we do here is we switch these around and we switch these, oops, these around as well. Oh, no, no, this one is the one that's wrong. This one is wrong too. And this is what we get. Now we can actually play a little bit with these. Like for example, we can do them like this. And I think that's pretty cute. Also, we can do it like this, which I think is probably my favorite. Look at that. This is pretty cute. But in which case, we need to put this here, put this here, and this one here, or not. We can easily keep them on all sides. It is up to us. So let me see which version I prefer. I think it's this one actually. Yeah, this is the version I prefer, and this is the one I am going to be sewing. Okay, so this is what we get for our first one. I'm just going to save it. Well, it's actually our third variant really, but for this exercise, it is our first, and I'm just going to save it for later because we'll definitely be doing something else with this one, okay? Okay, now let's see what happens if we cut 2 inches from the center line instead of just 1. Will it be very different? Let's find out. So 2 inches on all directions. 1, 2. So let's recap. We did the exact same thing we did with the last one. We just made the distance from the center bigger. And now we are just going to play with it a little bit. As usual, my favorite part. Oops. This is always my favorite part. So if we just switch these around and then we switched these around, just like we did with that first one. Look at that, guys. It looks like a completely different quilt block already, right? You know, the look is completely different, and that is absolutely, I can't believe how different this is, and this is so cool. So we could play with it like this. Look at that. Look at those corners. I love it. I absolutely love it. But, you know, in the sake of making them similar, I am keeping to my original design. Let's sew this beauty. And here we have it. How cute does this one look? It's absolutely gorgeous. And this one is actually tinier than the others. So if we were making this, if we did this distance at a bigger one, it would probably be all squares, all equal squares. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let's take this a step further for our last one for this exercise, and let's get 3 inches from the center line. Let's see what we get. 3 inches. 3. 3 and 3. And you can see it already, right? How different this will look. So we switch these, and then we switch these around, and then we switch these around, just like we did with the last one for this exercise. And let's see what we get. 3 inches. 3 and 3. 3 and 3. And you can see it already, right? How different this will look. So we switch these, and then we switch these around, just like we did with the last one for this exercise. And let's see what we get. 3 inches. 3 and 3. 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 3 and 3 these tiny, 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 teeny, tiny, teeny, tiny squares, just like we did for the other ones. And it's completely different. Well, let's see if we get this back. Yeah, that's cute too, but way too simple. I like the version we've been making. Oh, so cute. Let's sew. I have to say, I'm loving how we've been using, you know, smaller and smaller pieces in our work, because I know that for some of you it may sound a little bit daunting to do that, you know, to sew such tiny pieces. So to see that it's not really an issue, and as we're trying to get rid of our scraps, it helps to know you can use even the smallest bits, right? And there we have it, our third, and let's just see how all of these look when combined into complete quilts, shall we? It really is this simple, guys. Nothing to it. You can go as far as your creativity will take you. And speaking of creativity, just wanted you guys to know that I'm on Instagram right now, So Easy by Sandy channel, showing some behind the scenes stuff and showing you a little bit more about my life, my pets, my daily routine, you know, that sort of thing. So if you'd like to know more about me, just stop by and say hi. Okay, let's get the first block from this group, because I want to play with it a little bit more. So let's see what this is. So 3 by a little bit less than 3 by 3. So we get 2 white squares. Let's cut into these. So 3 by 3. This is not the variant we're used to, but I think it will be worth it, guys. Okay, what happens if we add a couple of squares to this party? Something like this. Nothing to it. And we just do it like that. How would that look? Pretty cool too, right? Kind of like an hourglass. So that's exactly what we'll be doing. So we're just going to add them to our corners, pin it. Just going to draw a diagonal line. And now, so one line. Don't worry, this won't show, so you can use whatever you want. Now, because we are zero waste and we want to use as much of the fabric as we want, we are going to sew on both sides of this line, okay? And this is because this way we can just go ahead and cut on the line we just drew. And 2, this way when we cut, we've got our quilt block, right? Nice and cute. But we also have 2 half square triangles ready to be used at whatever project we want. So that's pretty cool, even in a quilt if we'd like. And here we go, another very cute, very original variant as promised. Okay guys, so for this final one, we have 2 different fabrics and 2 white ones. So yeah, I cut 4 4.5-inch squares and sew them all together, okay? Because I think this block will really benefit from using 3 different fabrics, much like I think it was a good decision for this one, right? This one I did the exact same. Sometimes you just need white and a couple of different options. This one is 8 by 8, but since we are going to chop it into 9 different equal squares, I'm just gonna make life simpler for me, and I'm going to trim this down to 7.5, because I want to be able to trim these into 2.5 squares, okay? Sometimes you just have to be practical. So that's what I'm going to do. So just a little snip. Just remember to do it all on all sides of your quilt block, because if not, your squares won't be equal, right? So no trimming just off one side and being done with it. We need to do it on all sides. Okay, so now we can trim these into 9 2.5-inch squares. If we had kept the 8, it would be 2.666666666. That's not very practical, sorry. Okay guys, so this is what we get. Yes, I did cut a little bit here. My blade just ran away from me. This is why I need a lazy Susan, definitely on my list. But anyway, this is a 9 patch essentially. So 9 2.5-inch squares. We've done this before, right? Now let's play. Let's make our quilt block. Okay, so essentially we have one in each color, 2 whites, 2 half squares in one color, 2 half squares in the other. I did cut this with my rotary cutter, but that's probably okay. Once I sew it, you won't see what happened. So we play now. Let's see. Can get this one, this one, this one, and this one, and maybe, yeah, no, oh no, okay, maybe do it like this. Would this be cute? Yeah, kind of similar to the one we made earlier, but this one we can actually do it a little bit different. So maybe like this, make kind of a corner, yeah, kind of a cross. I like that one. But that's not what we're here to make, okay? This is a particular, I don't really know what to call it. If you know, I'm always doing this, I'm sorry, I know. If you know the name of this quilt block, please let me know. I just know that this is what makes a corner of a star, I guess. And this is what we need for our corner of a star. Now I know this doesn't look like much, it's a little bit underwhelming, but it will totally make sense once I show you the big picture. Okay, let's sew and then I'll show it to you. And as promised, you can't see through the tear and it looks absolutely cute. Well, not very cute right now, but check this out. Look at that, guys. How awesome is that combination? I love it. Can't wait to try it, actually. It's definitely going on my list. And if you love these combinations, you will love the 7... Wait, not 7. Yeah, no, I got way carried away with that one, and it ended up making 9, I think. So 9 disappearing 4-patch quilt block variations I made a while ago. So go check that one out, because guess what, guys? Just like that, we are done. How much fun was this? I hope you enjoyed this. I know I had a blast, and I'll see you really, really soon. Have a great week. Bye-bye.